Earnings season in full swing, and it looks like another good one. And Boris Johnson being ousted by his own party. Coming up here on The Jog. Hi folks, Alex Klingelhoeffer here with Exencial Wealth Advisors. It is 8:51 here in the middle part of the country on Wednesday. It is January 19th, 2022. Here's your morning jog around the economic headlines of the world. Morgan-Stanley out with earnings this morning. Pretty good. About $2.01 a share versus $1.91 estimated. Revenue a little bit below expectations, but did well on the cost side. Of course, this is in contrast to a firm like Goldman Sachs, who also reported this week did not do as well in the investment banking industry. Now let's talk about earnings season as a whole as we sort of get into full swings. It looks like a playbook from before the pandemic. We're seeing lots of companies miss top-line revenues, but beat on income pretty substantially by controlling costs. If we continue to see that, that's sort of a lower growth environment strategy, right? You're beating on earnings, waiting for organic revenue growth to come back. If we see that through Q2, Q3, Q4, that would lead you to believe that stock prices are maybe not as justifiably high when you see reduced revenue, but still having good income. That means there is some really good leadership there that is driving profits, but not as much organic revenue as you look at the whole of the economy. P&G doing very well as well. That's sort of a bellwether stock for me when it comes to the overall economic sentiment, right? They make everything. Olay, Tide right there in the logo. They make toothpaste. They make everything you use in your home. Diapers, right? So if P&G is doing well, sort of the least cyclical of stocks there is, right? You sort of always need what they have to sell. If P&G is doing well and able to pass those prices on to customers, you know, they're really just in the manufacturing business. If they're able to price all of those materials and mark them up and continue to make profits, that means the consumer is still pretty healthy and still able to pay a little bit higher prices. What that says to me is inflation is not really digging into the consumer pocketbook just yet. It still is an issue, but if we see inflation come down a little bit over the next couple months from that 7%, like we said in December, we think that's kind of the high. That would be a good story to tell. Last but not least, before we get you off to a nice Wednesday, Boris Johnson continues to face heat in the UK here over some parties he had during the COVID lockdown in 2020. Sandwiches, some wine, etc. in his sort of living room area and outside on his terrace. Turns out when you're leading a country, not a good idea to put everybody else into lockdown and have a cocktail party in your own house. Quite frankly, does it seem like a huge deal to me? I got to be honest, I was having some of those same parties. I think a lot of folks were. But having said that, it's not a great example, not a great look. You really need to just sort of be quiet, take your lumps, and move on. We'll see if that causes anything. I don't think it's anything that's really going to make him give up power over there in the UK. If you want some additional information, find me on the internet. I am out there every day putting little nuggets of information into the ether. Until then, I hope you have a very good rest of your Wednesday. I am out.